Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Petro1986 here, giving a quick video review of Avatar, James Cameron's latest film. And this is going to be a very rough, very quick review. I'm not going to bother editing this, so I've actually got a countdown timer here, just to remind me not to talk too much. So if you hear a beep beep, then that means this review's over. So if I haven't imparted... I'm getting off track. First of all, let me tell you my experience of Avatar. I went to see it in 3D with a couple of mates. Unfortunately, we thought it would be a bit quiet, 4 in the afternoon. The thing was packed, so we had to sit right at the front of the screen, which gave this sort of IMAX sort of perspective, which probably wasn't the best way of seeing this film, but I can impart to you certain things that I have gleaned from this film. Okay, first of all, I'm just going to look over to my notes. Impressions. My impression of this film was an interesting one, and I think what's going to make this film stand out is people are going to be very polar opposites to each other. Some people may say it's the greatest film ever, like they said The Dark Knight was the greatest film ever. And I can understand that. They're both very enjoyable films. But there's the other side who will just say, oh, it's Fenguli and Smurfs in space! With the plot of Dances with Wolves. Now, I've got a unique perspective on this, and I'm sure Jimmy Cameron will have thought this exact same thing. I'm going to bring out some examples. If you're the copyright owners to this image, please don't sue me. Okay. The two films that I thought of when I finished seeing this film, and this is just my first impressions, was The Matrix and Nausicaa, Valley of the Wind. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I thought I think it was very close to Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind because it's almost exactly the same plot. This came out in 1984, by the way, so that's 25 years ago that this came out, and now Jim Cameron's pretty much ripping this film off. The control of the Avatar suits thing, giant Smurfs, basically, reminded me a lot of The Matrix, and also the ships, and in here they're big ships, and there are things which look like the mother thing plant, give a bob, guy thing. That's my Matrix DVD fell on the floor. Now I'm going to move on to story. It is an old story, but told in this amazing new medium. So is it gimmicky? Is it derivative? Well, yes, it's an old story and we've heard it a million times, but it is told very, very well. Well, as well as a Hollywood film can be. Jim Cameron, if you're watching, Jim, first of all, hello. You spent 14 years waiting to make this film, basically after you finished making Titanic and waiting for the technology to get back. I just feel like you noodled with your initial story. You had the story and then you're just looking at it again and again and again. So all your characters become stereotypes of what they're supposed to represent. I mean, every character has a clear purpose in the plot and the story. But why do they only have to be one thing? Why can't allies become enemies and enemies become allies? And yes, there's a big trail at the end, but it's always with our lead character. And that brings me on to characters. Well, first of all, I'll just go back to the story. Yes, derivative, blah blah. Now, characters. Now, this is the thing that I have a real problem with this film. Because Jim Cameron, Jimmy, oh Jimmy, you have a knack for having powerful ladies in your film. Sarah Connor, in the original Terminator, she had to rise up and become this leader character and be strong at the end of Terminator and protect her son in T2, you know, and change how she fought and such. And with Aliens, Ripley has to be very strong, you know, and has to go in with these rough, tough Marines and blah blah blah. And the lady at Titanic, well, she had to fight the conventions of society to be with the man that she wanted to be with. And Avatar has 3 strong ladies in this film, so good on you, Jim, but really, I mean, why couldn't, just going back to Nausicaa, I mean, why couldn't the lead be a woman? Like, in most of your other films, I mean, why is it a bloke? I mean, sci-fi is brilliant for putting characters into positions that wouldn't ordinarily be put into those situations. I mean, this is more... Avatar is basically a big effects summer blockbuster film. But I want to see it as a sci-fi film. But I just can't do that. With the lead character and the bloke who plays the lead character, I can't remember his name right now, but he is done very well. But unfortunately, everything, all the characters just feel like, okay, they're there because they do this. I want to have the characters which you don't expect this to happen to them and da da da, and that's just my feeling. Okay, next thing, effects. Now the thing that I can say about this film is it looks amazing. Avatar is worth every cent or pence or euro that you spend in the cinema. It is an amazing looking film. I don't actually have anything else to say. I mean, it's done so well that it is what it is. There isn't the sense of having to struggle with a medium because money was just thrown at this film. Nobody knows how much Avatar really cost, but it was a bundle. And the problem is, you don't get the feeling that there is a filmmaking process. They did everything absolutely to the best of the best money and the best technology and the best people in the world worked on Avatar, and ultimately you get something which is believable but doesn't transcend what it is. I mean, you believe in this world, but you don't believe that there's something around the corner like other films might. I mean, there might not be anything around the corner. There might be, but I don't feel like I want to find out what's behind the corner. Now, let me just check time. This clock hasn't moved an inch. Okay, 1 minute left. So I'm going to tell you about what I hope for the end experience and what I want for DVD. I hope that when this comes to Blu-ray... Oh, by the way, I bought District 9. That's another film that I wanted to talk about, but it's a bit late. Yes, another directed film, and there goes one of my props. Basically, when this comes to Blu-ray, Avatar, I don't want to be able to have to watch the film with a pair of old calligraphy type glasses, you know, because this just isn't as good as the 3D, excuse me for a second, that I got when watching the film with a pair of these glasses. So I really, really hope Jim Cameron just waits for the DVD release. Not 14 years, Jim, but wait until we all have proper 3D televisions which we can enjoy the film at home. Okay, I'm redoing this ending, so I've jumped. Avatar, go see the film, but you don't really get your money's worth with Aftertalk. I mean, I'm still talking about District 9. I bought it on Blu-ray, and I'm going to watch it tonight and probably keep talking about it for many months to come. Yeah, you don't get that value of money off finishing watching the film and then going off, because Avatar is what it is. Bye!